because I've been hired to do a painting for an album cover. And, oh, well, here's some stuff. These are value studies, 3 values. Started with a black marker, a little bit of pencil, and the white paper. Right. So I think that one's pretty successful. But anyway, this album cover, they want this kind of monster with some little figures. The monster's 24 feet tall. Now, before I start, I have to figure out the important things about the painting. For example, every painting should be about one of 3 things: light, value, or color. And some paintings these days, they try to be about all 3 at the same time, and that actually weakens the painting. So this is a checklist that I made out as I was developing ideas for the painting. Perspective-wise, where's the horizon? Where's the point of highest contrast? Because that's what your eye goes to the point of the darkest against the lightest. What is the action? LVC is light, value, and color. Which is it about? The composition, basically how is the eye led around the painting. Black is another Leonardo da Vinci technique where he would paint things black first and then lighten them. The drama, to make sure that there's interesting events going on with the action. Action zone is the area where the action's happening. Textures, to make sure that rock, wood, fur, skin, metal, all these things have distinct, separate textures. Perspective, to make sure that things that are in the foreground are larger than things in the background. Light source, where is the light coming from? And the color strategy, which would be basically having a dominant hue, say perhaps green, and then using the opposite of green, red, to have a color scheme. So those are all things that, it's like I've got to hit every nail on the head for this painting. So necessarily I made a checklist so I wouldn't miss some detail. That's a rough that I did. That's just a value study of the monster coming, breaking through a wall, kind of like King Kong. Did some drawings of the ape thing with figures in the foreground. Still working on it. Not exactly happy with that. Here's one. Has some good things going for it, but I wasn't happy with several things there. The action, and their character is kind of cartoony looking. They want a serious painting, so I'm trying to work through that. This is the final rough that I sent to them, and because I wanted to be sure to have depth going on in the painting, the first thing that I drew down on the rough was this, a 3-dimensional box. And it's still there. It's very lightly drawn in. But what it did was, when I drew the box, it's like a 3-dimensional framework. And then I could put things in here like this. And there's the monster. See, and all of a sudden, you're basically overcoming that white blank sheet of paper and having more depth in there, plausible, believable depth. And the color scheme of this is basically green versus red. So there's some red on the monster, some red birds, green background. The cooler colors recede, the warmer colors come forward. So basically got to nail everything. And like I said, that checklist, these are all related to the axioms that I teach in the Art Academy. There's perspective, light, value, and color, all these other things, perspective, texture, etc.